So SR20 is looking a little bit worse for wear. Obviously this car's had a massive hiding over the last 10 years. This actually is my first drift car, and I guess kind of my only drift car. Actually, that's not really very accurate as a band, but anyway, we don't care. Obviously had the big fire in New Zealand. Everyone's seen it. Caused heaps of damage. The last round in New Zealand, we tried to fix a heap of stuff and just make it so it would actually run. Turned out it was running like absolute shit. Definitely still got a heap of problems in here we need to sort of fix. And because it was running so shit and I was just trying to overcompensate, I was driving it really hard, and it kind of worked out if I just went a gear down and held it on limiter, I could sort of make it work. The engine got an absolute hiding, seeing a fair bit of 10,000 plus action. So probably should pull it down, put some valve springs in it. The bottom end's actually done 3 years anyway, so it'd be good to probably have a little bit of a look. And because I was driving it that hard and really abusing it, and honestly I was pretty over the fucking thing too, so I was getting treated pretty bad. We crashed it, we hit stuff, the back of the car smoked.
RB Pride on the line here, the RB 3.2.
Yeah, pretty good drive from Brodie Maher so far in the Drift League S13. Dave Steedman certainly applying some pressure in the chase pocket. Ooh!
The Brodie tagged the wall in.
The front of the car's smoked, heaps of things are smoked. So yeah, we're gonna tuck in. I plan to use this car in about 5 weeks, so we've got heaps to do. So yeah, let's get into it. This is just gonna be one of those sort of days, isn't it? First step of business, drop the oil. Here we are. Actually bent our oil filter tool trying to get this off, so yeah, nice. Good one. Hopefully this helps us a little bit.
It's going. I saw it move.
I'm not sold that it's moved, Ben. And just so everyone knows, we do use oil on this. We don't insult that type, but it does get fucking hot. These Fram oil filters fucking suck too. Kiwi shit. Easy as that. She might be asking why we're doing this, and it'd be a good question because we've got an event coming up, Simmons, we have some roll racing, some drifting, and some burnouts. And honestly, I don't have that good a reason. There's been lots of people talking about how Spence Stevens has the fastest 4-cylinder in the state, some gay Civic that's full drive with like 600 kilowatt. That's sort of growing my gears a little bit. So here we are, getting this thing back together, just so everyone knows who's boss. So yeah, almost got this bad boy out. It's pretty easy, obviously being a 4-cylinder. It's pretty upsetting, depressing to see how much damage is done on everything. This fire extinguisher retardant is essentially rusted and cooked pretty much every bolt. I mean, my fancy billet block's not looking very fancy. My almost brand new oil pump's not looking very brand new. Obviously we haven't had the engine out of this thing, so it's gonna be the first time out since the fire. We can already see there's like quite a fair few things on that side which are cooked, smoked, so could have been some of our dramas from New Zealand, but yeah, a bit upsetting to see all this shit. How fucked it all is. Me fancy Hollinger looking like it's a $10 gearbox, not a $30,000 gearbox. Anyway, that's what it is. Car looks honestly pretty smoked. You start looking around it. Probably would be a pretty good time to reshow now, but anyway, we'll try and keep it going.
How's she looking?
Crispy. You're definitely looking pretty second hand there, Benny. Surprised these lines are still lined. But in saying that, I do have a pretty serious oil leak down the back here, which I'd almost say looks like it is coming from one of these bad boys. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look like an engine that's worth $10 at the moment, really. But anyway, that's what it is. She's not looking quite so fancy. It's rust on literally everything. like everything you could possibly put rust on. Anyway, we'll give her a little lick up. Probably never going to look as good as it once did, but here's what it is. Well, there she is. She's looking pretty second-hand, but to be fair, this engine's been through a lot. Like I was saying earlier, like I haven't pulled this bottom end apart in probably about 3 years. No bearings, no new rings, no nothing. So I'm pretty interested to see what it looks like. We didn't honestly find too much in there that was worth talking about. Obviously when I was in New Zealand, we replaced like the loom. We did most of the lines in the engine bay, quite a fair few sensors, injectors, coil packs, thermo fans, like everything that was pretty much plastic or rubber pretty much got it. There are a few sensors in the bay, like this one, which are all bubbled up. Could be causing issues. So I'm a little interested because obviously the car was running pretty shit. I honestly don't know what we're gonna do about cleaning all this shit up. There's like so much rust on everything, or whether it's just gonna be too hard and maybe we just give this shell one last kind of lick up and run it. All this is bent, so we're gonna have to chop the whole front off. Might even do S18 front again anyway. I'm kind of over the look a little bit. But yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about this and/or fix. But yeah, we'll get this apart now, have a look around. I've already ordered some valve springs and head gaskets, so hopefully it's pretty straight up, but we probably should do like wrist pins, bearings, maybe rings, but we'll see what we find. So Ben said we need to capture more content, so we're trying to capture more content, but I honestly just want to tuck in some more. But pull the pan off. I mean, we weren't expecting to find anything in here sinister. We haven't found anything sinister. I was going to pull it down further to see more shit anyway, but head looks same deal. It looks good. So Ben's long gone. I'm just in the shed getting this thing pulled down. Honestly, can't believe how good a condition this engine's in. We don't have any cam wear, we don't have any weird rocker wear or anything like that. We fixed all these issues years ago. What I'm most impressed with is the bearing wear. So, honestly, this camera is so distorted, it's a little bit difficult. But like we have like really no bearing wear. Like you could sell these things to someone. They'll most likely put these just straight back in. But literally, they're all perfect. And like, we don't have oil pressure issues, and we do use good oil. But yeah, really impressed. So we got all the pistons pulled apart, and the gudgeon pins did not come out of these things easily. I actually had to use a hydraulic press to get them out. Normally this should be something that just moves freely. Like I've got one of my old pistons here, which is exact same forging as these, but I dropped a valve on this. And it's got a little bit of run time, so this piston's probably done 2 or 3 race meetings. Let me just try and do this one-handed. It's trying a little bit retarded with vlogging. But just straight through like butter. That's how these should be. Because obviously these are line honed straight. These do not do that at all. And even if I use this pin in those, that doesn't move through them at all. So I've tried to spin up the pins. The pins actually look pretty good. But obviously all the stress goes through this area of the piston. So this is a pretty good sign that we're seeing some distortion in this area, and I probably shouldn't reuse these pistons again. So day 2 in the SR Plenty build, unbuild, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Anyway, in true Tassie style, we're at a mate's place, good old Carno from KT Racing Jets. Let's use this bench, pull his head apart, so have a little bit of a look. I've got the crank over there too, we're just going to check this thing straight. Trying to get together a little bit of list for the shit that's smoked in this engine, but I think we're actually like pretty sweet. But anyway, this makes the job way easier, we can use this shit, so that's what we're doing. So obviously we push on the retainer, the bottom of this, push it on the valve, crimp down, magnet for the collets, into a stronger magnet over here. Take him off, have a look. Easy. We're definitely not seeing any marks in the retainers, which is good. So I don't think we've got any issues with shims coming out or anything like that. But again, we don't think we do anyway. But it's still good to be vigilant when you're looking around this stuff. So just got the valves out. Have a little bit of a look. We have some interesting marks in the valve seats and stuff, which would make you think maybe, well, I don't actually really know what it makes us think, to be completely fucking honest with you. We have a couple of tips of valves, which are pretty hammered and nailed over. So we've definitely been having some valve float on the intake. Don't know. I'm gonna keep pulling shit apart and have a look. A little handy hint, it does make it heaps easier to get your spring seats out with a bit of air.
Very good.
Wow. Counting all these things, really easy to lose one of these or leave one in the head. And then when we chuck it in the tank, super easy to lose. Look alright. Just try and take it down enough. You can actually get it out. Take a bit, I reckon. Quite interesting though, because like this engine was still within spec, shim wise. So I actually still hadn't re-shimmed it in the last 12 months. So I'm interested to get this thing over and have a look at the seats and see if we've got some seat wear as well. Just looking at the valves themselves, definitely wasn't the most perfectly sealed up engine. But also, when they see this level of heat and abuse, none of these motors ever seal up that well. Don't show them the fucking ports, Benny. Oh my god, not the custom CNC ports. No, we're not too stressed. We definitely have some pretty odd marks in the exhaust seats. Potentially a crack on cylinder 2, maybe. Anyway, I need to probably clean it back a little bit more to really know what's going on. We did run this engine when I had a small turbo at EGTs of like over 900, so probably not that surprised. The exhaust is looking pretty cooked. The new turbo setup now we're like in the mid 8, so we're like pretty much sweet, but there was a point where running this pretty hard. So we'll see how we go. Can't I'll be able to fucking give this a little lick anyway. We should be pretty sweet, but all this wear is probably pretty consistent with what you'd imagine. Hopefully that's not cracked, because this is a pretty expensive head. If it is cracked, we probably just won't care. Dreamy.
Yeah.
Dreamy.
Moving that, right?
Dreamy. Better than spool ones that they sent us, Skevers, that's for sure. This thing's done 10 years.
Beautiful.
So just wrapping up our engine disassembly, got everything apart now, I've just assessed the whole engine. Honestly, there's a little bit of wear on some things, but it's pretty much exactly as you'd imagine it would be for a drift engine that's seen 50 pound of boost and almost 10,000 RPM. And obviously I don't drive it soft either. But yeah, balls look really good. We probably want a light hone, probably just take a 10th or something out of them. That should be pretty sweet, but realistically the amount of scuffing on this is pretty minimal given what we've actually seen. This engine does actually run a 92mm crank and we're past critical piston speed. So it's kind of surprising we don't ever see any skirt wear. Everyone says they won't live. when you get past that critical engine speed, but it just does, so it's sweet. We don't really have any problems, but again, we weren't really looking for problems, we were just looking for a little bit of a freshen up. I do think getting pistons is going to be a problem. We do run like a custom design piston in Melbourne, which is like a custom race piston. Race Tech Performance has designed the piston slug for that, and obviously we run like a 90mm bore, a 92mm stroke, so it's definitely not something that's actually on the shelf. We have to get it built for this. If they can't be fixed, which I'm pretty sure that they're going to be a throwaway item, we're probably not going to be able to make the deadline, which is a bit annoying because it would have been fun to talk some shit and get a bit of banter with Spence. We might be out. We're going to have a little bit of a go. I'm going to keep up a few more episodes. We cut the front off this car, go through what's actually happened with all the fire damage, and also how all the fire got into the cab, because you'd be a little bit surprised with how well stood up the firewall was, but obviously how much fire still actually come in the car. If you guys like what we're doing, do all the YouTube stuff. I've kind of put off doing this for years, but we do some pretty cool shit in the shed. So yeah, if you enjoy what we're doing, follow along, and yeah, watch out for the next one.